Good morning, everyone. Today we will start a new thing. It is in the filters chapter itself, and today we will be learning about the structures of digital filter. Okay, structures of digital filter means structures for the realization of discrete time systems. Clear? But before that, let me give a brief introduction. You see, there are a number of techniques available for the design of digital filters, both FIR and IIR, correct? So using these methods, we can find the system function of the filter in the Z domain, that is Hz of the filter. Okay, so what is Hz? Previous, you know it. It is actually Yz by Xz, isn't it? So that we can find out. So after this design, it becomes necessary to develop configurations or structures for the realization of the digital filters. So basically, there are two types of realizations. Okay, one is the recursive realization, and the other one is the non-recursive realization. Clear? One is the recursive, and the other one is the non-recursive. So the former means the recursive one is meant for the IIR filters, and the non-recursive realization is for the FIR filters. Now, direct form realization is the simplest of the structure. Other common methods for realization of the digital filters are cascade form, parallel form, state variable structures. So these are the in simplest form that we will study also. It is a direct form. There are actually two direct forms. One is a direct form 1, one is a direct form 2. So, besides, the frequency sampling realization for an FIR system is computationally efficient. So, the major factors that are found to influence our choice of a specific realization are computational complexity, memory requirements, and the finite word length effects in the computation. So other realization can be used for parallel processing or whether the computation can be pipelined. So these are particularly important for more complex digital signal processing algorithms. So digital filter structures can be implemented or synthesized both in hardware and software parts. Okay, so now I am sharing the screen and my notes you will be able to see. So just wait. Okay, so I think all of you are able to see here. So you see what is the heading written? It's written structures for realization of discrete time systems. Okay, so let us consider a linear time invariant discrete time system given by the difference equation of the form yn equal to minus of summation k equal to 1 to n ak y of n minus k plus summation k equal to 0 to m bk x of n minus k. So make it equation 1. Now where ak and bk are constants, you know it previously. Now you take the z transform of this equation, and then we find, if we find hz, then that hz will be obviously yz by xz, and it will turn out to be summation of k equal to 0 to m bk z to the power minus k divided by 1 plus summation of k equal to 1 to n ak z to the power minus k. Okay, clear? Okay, now again listen what I say after equation 2. When I'll be telling again to follow the note, then follow. Now listen what I say. So you see from hz, thus the linear time invariant discrete time system is characterized by the rational system function hz, isn't it? So obviously hz is a polynomial in z inverse form. So from this equation, from equation 2, we can find out the zeros and poles of the system function. The zeros and poles depend on the choice of the system parameters. What are the choice of the system parameters? What are the system parameters? bk and ak. They also determine the frequency response characteristics of the system. Now, equation 1 and 2 can be implemented in various ways depending on the form in which these two characterizations are arranged. In general, equation 1, you see, can be viewed as a computational procedure or algorithm for determining the output sequence yn of the system from the input sequence xn of the system. The computation can be arranged from equation 1 into equivalent sets of difference equations. So from each set of equations, it is possible to construct a block diagram consisting of an interconnection of adders, multipliers, and delay elements. You see, if you want, you can note down whatever I am telling. Okay, you can pause the recording each time and you can note down. This is for your benefit, that all the lectures are given in the recorded mode, so that you can listen to them as many times you want. Okay, let's get back. The delay operation can be implemented by providing storage register for each delay that is required. The delay of more than one samples can be denoted with the system function of z to the power minus n, where n is the number of samples of delay. So for the software implementation of the system, the block diagram or the set of equations that are obtained by rearranging equation 1 can be converted into a program that can be run on a digital computer. So alternatively, this can be implemented in hardware form also. Now, it is to be remembered that the major factors that influence the choice of a specific realization are, there are actually three factors. So what are those three? First one is the computational complexity. Second one is the memory requirement. And third one is the finite word length effects in the computations. Now, I'm defining these three factors. So computational complexity means what? It means the number of arithmetic operations such as multiplications, divisions, and additions that are required to compute the output value yn for the system. Besides, the factors such as the number of times a fetch from memory is obtained or the number of times a comparison between two numbers is performed per output sample also determines the computational complexity of a given realization of a system. Okay. Now, memory requirements refer to the number of memory locations needed to store the system parameters ak and bk. Past inputs, that is x of n minus k, past outputs, that is y of n minus k, and any intermediate computed values. Now the third one, finite word length effects, refer to the quantization effects done in digital implementation of the system. Rounding off or truncation is usually done during computation. So different structures of a system exhibit different behavior due to finite word length effects. In fact, in actual practice, a structure of realization is selected which is not very sensitive to finite word length effects. Okay. Now again, you can follow the note. So let us consider a first order system given by yn equal to minus of a1 yn minus 1 plus b0 xn plus b1 x of n minus 1. So mark it as equation 3, and this equation can be drawn in the form of a block diagram that I have drawn below. You see, there are two summing points. Okay, there are two summing points, and accordingly, input xn and output you are getting yn. So you can understand the block diagram. It's very easy, basically. Okay. Okay. Now in the block diagram, you can see one word is written direct form 1 block diagram. So direct form 1. This word's meaning I'll be telling later on. Just understand that the block diagram is for the equation 3. And in between two summing points in the block diagram, you can see Vn is written. So I have marked Vn as a separate function that I'll be explaining later on. Now only you can see Vn, you can find, you see in the next page in my note. In equation 3, let Vn equal to b0xn plus b1 x of n minus 1. That means b0xn, the left side of the block diagram has been represented by Vn. Okay, so Vn is V0xn plus B1 of x of n minus 1. Clear? Now this Vn is a non-recursive system. You see, I have written in my note under Vn non-recursive. Why non-recursive? Because Vn depends on the present input xn and the past input x of n minus 1 only. So it is a non-recursive system. Okay, but if you replace the value of Vn in Yn, then Yn equal to minus of a1 into Yn minus 1 plus Vn, equation 5. You see, under Yn I have written recursive. That means Yn is a recursive system. Why? Because Yn depends on the past output y of n minus 1. Okay, so in general, for LTI system such as digital filter, the recursive realization has the form Yn equal to minus of k equal to 1 to n summation ak y of n minus k plus summation k equal to 0 to m bk x of n minus k. That is what can we conclude? That Yn is a function of past output and present and past input samples. Clear? Okay. Also, non-recursive system of LTI has the form Yn equal to summation of k equal to 0 to m bk x of n minus k. Clear? So a recursive system is given by equation 1, initial equation for IIR, and non-recursive is for FIR. Clear? Given by equation 6. Equation 6 is for FIR systems, FIR filters, and equation 1 is for IIR systems, IIR filters. Okay. Now come to the new topic, direct form 1 and direct form 2 structures. Very easy and very important for your exam purpose. See, let us consider the first order system represented by the difference equation Yn equal to a1 minus of a1 y n minus 1 plus b0 xn plus b1 x n minus 1. The structure of this system is given previously. Now this structure, the structure for this equation that is given previously, you see, now I have given you the name direct form 1 block diagram. So this is the block diagram for the direct form 1 structure, and this structure is called direct form 1. Okay. Now this realization uses the separate delay for both input and output signal samples. Okay. You see, in the equation Yn equal to minus of a1 y n minus 1 plus b0 xn plus b1 of x n minus 1. It may be noted that the term y minus 1 is obtained as the output of the delay element with yn as input, and the term x minus 1, x of n minus 1, is obtained as output of the delay element with xn as input. Okay. So this realization uses separate delay for both input and output signal samples. Such a structure can be viewed as two different LTI systems as cascade. Okay, two different LTI systems as cascade. So see what I've written. Now, if the order of the cascaded LTI system is interchanged, the overall system response remains same. Means the block diagram, this one, this block diagram, now I will rearrange. Okay, I will rearrange, and that rearrangement is known as alternate direct form 1 structure. This one. This one. You see this block diagram, rearrangement of two cascaded systems, alternate direct form 1 realization. Just I have means rearranged, I have reversed. Okay, and from, if we reverse, our output response will remain same, but what will happen? We will get, from this block diagram, we can get two different equations. If you notice, you see Wn equal to xn plus or minus of a into wn minus 1 plus xn, minus a1 wn minus 1 plus xn, wn equal to equation 7, and yn equal to b0 wn plus b1 into w of n minus 1, equation 8. So from this block diagram, I have taken the same block diagram, I just have rearranged it, I have just reversed it, rearranged it, and after rearranging, I have got two different difference equations as equation 7 and equation 8. But equation 7 and equation 8 can be made equivalent to equation 3. Okay, if you notice equation 3, what was equation 3? You see here. So this is equation 3, yn equal to minus of a1 yn minus 1 plus b0 xn plus b1 x of n minus 1. So this can be equal to equation 7 and equation 8 together. So the above figure clearly shows that the two delay elements contain the same input wn, and hence two delay elements have the same output wn minus 1. Same input wn, same output wn minus 1. So these two delay elements can be easily merged. Now since the two delay elements in this alternate direct form one realization structure, since the two delay elements wf and wn minus 1 are equal, so they can easily be merged. So now we will be merging. So these two delay elements can easily be merged into one delay element. It means only one element of wn minus 1 will be remaining in my block diagram realization structure. And that structure I have drawn here. You see this one, direct form 2 realization. That structure is called direct form 2 realization. Clear? That structure is called direct form 2 realization. So such a realization is called direct form 2 realization. This structure needs only one delay element, w of n minus 1, and hence it is more efficient in terms of memory requirements. Obviously, if it is only one delay element, then the memory requirement will be less, so the system will be more efficient, complexity will be decreasing. So direct form 2 structure is extensively used in practical applications. Okay, so this is about the direct form 1 and direct form 2 structures. We'll be doing more related to this direct form 1 and direct form 2. It comes in exam very often, and there are certain problems, so it's very easy. So study properly, and we'll get back to you with the next session of direct form 1 and direct form 2 structures. Thank you.